Our next presentation will be by Gary Collins, and he will be introduced by, and I quote, the talented and lovely Jeff Wilson.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So it's no surprise that I was asked by Gary to introduce him today. As you all know, I'm kind of a big deal. Gary Collins has been a general contractor for 35 years and has specialized in windows and doors for the last 20 years. He has been operating his company, Windows and Beyond, in Concord for the last 15 years. He and his wife, Cheryl, have been married 21 years, and they have lived in Martinez for almost 6. They have 2 children, and between those, there are currently 6 grandchildren. On top of that, they have a fur child and company mascot, and her name is Gracie. Gary has enjoyed being a BNI member since 2009 and is a firm believer in BNI's philosophy, Givers Gain. Outside of BNI, he is a Rotarian and has spent 10 years as the chair of Camp Royal, a Rotary leadership camp. Something no one knows about Gary, he purchased his first home in Ashland, Oregon at age 20. Something everyone knows about him is that his company Windows and Beyond is awesome, just like me. So much so that I had him replace all the windows in my awesome house. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Collins.
You're muted, Gary.
Gary, you're muted.
I think you have to get out of your share screen before to unmute.
Gary, press and hold your space bar.
Yeah, okay. There, I got unmuted. I lost control. I lost the control panel. Am I shared?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'll get on with things. So, good morning, everybody, and thank you for the wonderful introduction, Jeff. So, just want to start off with a little bit about my background. I grew up in Pleasant Hill and then moved off to Oregon and came back to Silicon Valley in the mid 70s to find work. And a little bit about my family. This is my very lovely wife, Cheryl. And as Jeff said, we've been married for 21 years now. And this is our favorite child, Gracie, who's also the office mascot. And my youngest son, Aaron, became a private pilot just a little over 3 years ago and is now a first officer with Spirit flying A320s. Pretty amazing, quick uptake on that one. This is Cheryl's daughter, Danielle, and her husband, Brad. And on the right is her son, Dwayne, and his 2 boys. We were in Vegas playing bowling. And then my son, Justin, has 2, Cody and Kelsey. And this was Cody getting his new Christmas present. And then Danielle has son Charlie, and the picture of Ellington didn't get in there. So on to my interests. Right now, basically NARI, our remodeling association, also another great networking location, and Rotary. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Concord. If you want to know more about that stuff, please schedule one-on-one with me and we can talk about it. My favorite activities. I enjoy cycling and snow skiing. And in the summertime, after the snow is mostly melted, I enjoy spending time in Olympic Valley, also known as Squaw Valley. We also enjoy vacationing at our resort in Mexico. But lately, all of those things have kind of gone by the wayside. So we bought a second home and are getting ready to enjoy some time on the road. hopefully getting to see some things in the state and beyond. So down to business. These are a few of the manufacturers that we deal with on a daily basis. We have some others from time to time as well, but these are our main sources. And before I get into things, I wanted to cover some of the things that we don't do. This comes up frequently. We don't replace broken glass. We don't repair window screens. We don't install screen doors or repair old windows. Don't do shower doors. And we don't do storefront or commercial glass work. That's a completely different specialty. Most of these things can be referred to Mateo. So here's a job, old house with an old window, and she wanted to spiff things up a little bit. So we installed new windows. This is kind of the bread and butter of our work, doing replacement windows. This was a large job in Alamo that we did a few years ago. And a recent project in Moraga, brand new home. They hadn't even moved in yet when we started planning this. Their view was through those 4 windows, and it looked out into open space, and they were really disappointed with what it did for their great room. So we replaced those windows along with some in the master bedroom as well, and really enhanced the look of the house. We also work with fixer-uppers. This was a home in Clayton that needed a little freshening up. So we put new windows in, and it was really made gorgeous by Scambati Painting, who did the paintwork on it. And speaking of Jeff, he referred a friend of his to us who had a home that they'd moved into and just needed some freshening up. And so we did a few windows, and we put some brand new fiberglass front door system on it. This was an interesting project. Piedmont's very difficult to deal with. Windows have to be almost like for like in Piedmont. They don't want anything to change. So it looks like maybe we just repainted the house, but in reality, on the right are all brand new windows with high efficiency glass and everything, replaced inside of the existing openings. And here's the side of the house. You can see that we followed the tradition of the look all the way through. We also work with builders and designers and architects, etc., on their projects as a supplier. This was a home in Danville that was almost down to the foundation as a remodel project. And done a lot of work in San Francisco on classic homes. This was a very contemporary home we did a few years ago in Alamo. And one of 3 that we worked on so far in a new tract in Alhambra Valley.
Gary, I hate to interrupt, but
Yes.
your time is up. So if you want to take a few seconds to wrap it up.
Whoa, okay. I'll just click through these real quick, just so you can see some of the things we've done. This owner wanted stained glass back into the old window, into the new windows, and we'll call that done.